What's up, guys, and welcome to Collection Tour Part 3. We're going to start out here with a juvenile tarantula that I have. This was bought from Fear Not Tarantulas as a Bonnetina species Camella, possibly a Bonnetina cyanophymer. It has molted a few times in my care, and of my knowledge of the Bonnetina, which is very limited, but because I have a cyanophymer, it looks more that way. So that's what I'm suspecting it is. I actually haven't seen this one in several days and had to flush it out, which I hate to do, but it's such a gorgeous tarantula, and I wanted to see if it was going to eat for us, so let's see if it wants to feed on a roach. Of course, the roach goes the wrong way. The common name for this tarantula, if I didn't mention, is the Mexican blue femur. They are absolutely stunning. I bought a male from Fear Not Tarantulas, I believe. And then, or actually I bought a sling and it matured into a male. So I got on a Facebook group looking for a female or somebody that wanted a breeding load. Somebody reached out to me, said they had a female. So I quickly scooped her up. I have paired her with the male. We're still waiting on a sack to drop. And I don't think this one is hungry. It doesn't really look to be in a pre-molt, but usually it would have already grabbed the roach, but at least we got to get a little bit of a good look at it. There we go, guys. Tarantula 1 of Collection Tour Part 3. The Bonnetina cyanophymer. Not hungry. Alright, really quickly, this right here is the Harpactira baviana. This is actually a mature male. It was given to me by my good friend Jonathan, Tennessee Tarantulas, last year, almost a year ago. It was unsexed then, but it has matured into a male, an adult male, and I haven't been able to find anybody with a female that is looking for one. So let's give it a roach before it runs and hides. This guy has been very bashful. He's usually always hiding. As a younger spider, he was quite shy, always staying hidden, and when it was out and I touched the enclosure, he would hide, and he's still kind of that way, but I do see him out every once in a while. Let's see if we can get him to feed now. He's losing interest really quick. Probably doesn't want to eat, mature males don't eat much, but there we go. The Harpactira baviana. So up next is one of two of this species that I have. This is the Fauna pelma annex. I got these guys as spiderlings. I really don't remember where I got them from. Again, they are another very slow-growing species. These guys may be creeping up on the 3-inch mark now. And they have molted several times in my care, but I've had them for a while. They're very slow growers. And they're also, as you can see, very shy. And that one is a bit defensive. I saw how fat its abdomen was, so it may be in a pre-molt. I have one more, but I don't think we're going to get to see it. But there is the Fauna pelma annex. Here is a Fauna pelma annex number 2. Don't know if we're going to get to see it. Should be down in this area here somewhere. There's a tunnel underneath, so I'm going to present a roach outside of the burrow and see if we can't draw it out. We may or may not. Like I said, these guys have been pretty shy from spiderling until now. Now they do eat, they just hardly ever eat in front of me, so I don't think we're going to get to see this one. We didn't get a really good look at the other one. Sorry about that, but let's move on. We got a whole lot more tarantulas to go. Alright, this next tarantula, I'm only going to show you guys briefly because I don't trust it. It's been very bolty since the last molt, which was its final molt, meaning that it is a male, mature male. A lot of you will recognize this one. This is the Pseudohypolopis, or not Pseudohypolopis, excuse me. The Hypolopis Columbia large, or the pumpkin patch. They are highly adored in the hobby. They are a gorgeous tarantula. I got this one from Fear Not as a deal. It was a freebie with some other purchases. It has since molted into a mature male, so eventually Norvis is going to get this guy and pair it with his female, and hopefully we'll have some babies. But I'm going to put the lid back on here before he bolts because he's already escaped once, and I had to disassemble remove half the enclosures from the shelf systems that I showed you just to get him back. So I don't trust this guy. This is the end of the clip with him. Let's move on. Alright, so this next tarantula we will not get to see, but I did rehouse it recently. If you didn't see that video, go back and check it out. The rehousing Twofer, I believe it was. I put this tarantula in a former tarantula's enclosure, and it had a burrow and everything, and it adopted the burrow, and the entrance is actually right here. It's closed it off with a lot of substrate and chunks of charcoal and webbing, so apparently it wants to be left alone for a while, so we will respect its wishes and move on. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, stupid me, collection tour, you got to give names. This is the Twofer epicurianum, or the Yucatan rostrum. Sorry, I missed that. Slipped my mind. Let's move on. Up next, we have the really awesome Twofer albopolosis. I believe this is the hobby form of the curly hair. This is the one that I got as a freebie from my friends at Nature's Exquisite Creature. And I got this thing. It was absolutely teeny tiny, and the growth rate on this thing has really blown my mind with New World, especially Brachypelmas and Fauna pelmas being such slow growers. I'm just surprised at the growth rate of this thing. I got this probably a year and a half ago from those guys. Might have been barely a quarter of an inch. I mean, this thing is 3 inches now. It's insane. So this one recently molted like a month ago. So it's probably got one more molt in this enclosure, and then we'll rehouse it. But for now, let's see if it's hungry. I think I know the answer to this question. Oh yeah, no doubt there. Another great eater. It's one thing I like about the New World, especially the Brachypelmas and the Fauna pelmas, is a lot of times they have really awesome feeding responses. But then again, you have some that you never see take down because they're very shy eaters, like my Fauna pelma annex and a few others. This guy, though, now it doesn't want us to see it eat, so it's going to go hide. But as far as takedowns, they're not shy. I see it's decided to use its water dish as a toy, so I'll go ahead and pull that out of there, and we'll refill it later on. But for now, let's continue with the tour. Alright, so here we have the hobby classic, the Brachypelma hamurai. This was one of the first tarantulas I got, probably about the 4th or 5th one that I actually got in my collection. It was the first Brachypelma hamurai that I got. I bought this from Fear Not Tarantulas as a, I want to say, half-inch spiderling. And it has molted several times in my care. I've had it for 2, maybe 3 years, because I've been in the hobby for 4. Probably 3 years I've had it. Like I said, it started out as a half-inch spiderling, and now it's 3.5 inch-ish subadult. Has not fed in a while, has stayed quite plump in the abdomen, so I'm assuming that it's going to molt someday. Any of you who keep Brachypelmas, Fauna pelmas, and a lot of other New World tarantulas, they take forever to molt. I mean, not only do they grow slowly, as in more time passes between molts, but when they go into a pre-molt, they seem to stay in a pre-molt forever before they finally molt. But when they do, man, it's always worth the wait. So we're not going to see any action out of this one. Just thought you'd get a good look at it. This is the Mexican red knee, the Brachypelma hamurai. So this next tarantula we may or may not get to see. It's an absolutely tiny tarantula, but it is an adult female. In fact, this is the Heterotheli velocella, the Tanzanian chestnut. They are a dwarf species, and I mean, they are, from my experience, some of the smaller in size of the dwarf tarantulas. I mean, this girl right here might be 2 inches, and she is an adult female, a proven breeder. So She's slowly coming up out of the eyeball of that skull right there. I can see her down there in her little den. And I kind of put the roach in there a little bit farther, maybe pull her out a little more. I bought... Uh-oh, my light went out. Hold on. As I was saying, I bought a communal of 4 of these a little over a year ago at an expo. And their numbers gradually went down until there was only one left. That one eventually matured out as a male. After I found out that it was a male, I went in search of this girl right here. I found her on the Jamie's Tarantulas website, listed as a proven female. And she is absolutely stunning, and she must have missed the roach because she's biting at the skull there now. So she's definitely hungry. She's looking for the food. Let me see if I can get her another roach real quick before she hurts her fangs trying to grab that one. See here if I can give her this one. There we go. And there she goes. Here you go. That was the Heterotheli velocella female. So this next one will be the last for this part right here. It's also one of my favorite of the Brachypelma species. Another one that at one point got on my radar and got on the most wanted list until I finally got it. Another very slow grower. I've had this thing for like 3 years. It's probably 3.5 inches now. You can see it's quite plump, and I think it's in a pre-molt. This tarantula has just been, I don't know, weird. It's a shy eater, but then sometimes it will do backflips for feeding. Every once in a while it will kick hairs, and then sometimes it won't even react when you're in its enclosure. So I don't know, weird personality or temperament or whatever on this one. But here we go. This is the last one for this part. This is the Brachypelma albiceps, the Mexican golden red rump. Again, one of my favorites of the Brachypelma species. Hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Let me know with a thumbs up and a comment. Subscribe, share, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great day or a great night. God bless.